Okay. Oh, you're actually recording already. Bastard. You can cut that out. There we go. All right, let's see what we get there. Dude, you need to shave. Should actually use that mirror in the bathroom sometime. All right, well, Stabby, cut that out, please. Hi, my name's Doug. I'm trying to push you on. Oh, well, let's try that again. Hi, my name's Doug. I want to talk to you about an event we call Touch the Water. What Touch the Water is a day where everybody gets together at the water's edge and infuses the water with a little bit of love and gratitude. Now, before you trip out and start thinking this is all hippy-dippy craziness, you want nothing to do with it. There is a lot of scientific reasoning behind doing this, and I'm going to go over some of that with you. Now, I'm not a scientist, and I can only summarize some of this, so I fully encourage you to please do your own research and look into some of this stuff, because it is true. I don't know why this hasn't, well, I got my ideas, but we don't want to go into tinfoil hat stuff here. So what is the science behind Touch the Water? Well, first off, you can get to the simplistic science, which would be the psychology of it. And you think about the psychological meaning to the world of seeing millions and millions of people gathering together to say no thank you to this world. We want one based on love and compassion. That would be huge, hugely symbolic. And if you don't believe me, just think about Selma, Alabama, and a couple hundred people walking across a bridge. Think about Rosa Parks refusing to give up her seat on a bus. Those are symbolic efforts that have had huge impact on life. And you cannot tell me that millions upon millions of people gathering at the water's edge around the world will not have a big symbolic effort. But that's just one. So we got our psychology part of it. And the psychology comes into it even more with what's called a consciousness grid. Now, science has proved that there is a consciousness grid, and you can look up something called the 100th monkey experiment, and there's been some done with humans as well. But basically the idea is once you reach a certain percentage of a population that knows something, it permeates the whole population. So if we got enough people in this world knowing that we want a world based on love and gratitude and not the lies and corruption and whatnot that we have, we could actually affect the consciousness grid of everybody in the world. It would take a lot of people. I will admit that. So look into the 100th monkey experiment. And, if you don't want to look into that, just think about kids these days. Kids and electronics. It's like as soon as they're born, you could put a cell phone in their hand and they know exactly what to do. That's kind of a manifestation of the consciousness grid right there. And by igniting this kind of thought and love into the consciousness grid, what I see happening personally is humanity as a collective starts building the world we want one interaction at a time. Two people bump into each other. Instead of getting in a fight, they wind up joking around and make lifelong friends. Little individual things. Because one thing we forget is we all dream about that world of the future that's perfect. But we forget to look at, well, what does that mean for me? What is my part in that? How do I have to act in that perfect world? We got to get people starting to think about that, because we have to start acting that way for it to be that way. And, exciting the consciousness grid in this manner could very well do that. But there's a lot more beyond that. Quantum physics is starting to teach us some really crazy things about water. I mean, the more you learn about it, and you just have to, it's incredible. On the Touch the Water Facebook page, we're going to start putting more and more documentaries about it, but there is one very excellent one now. But what quantum physics is showing about water is that it actually does react to human emotion. The frequency of our heart is the strongest. Let me see what I wrote down. Yeah. Love, the frequency of the human heart and love imparts the most energy and structure on water. Now, is that crazy or what? But it's true. And you look at it, they take what they call structured water, which is what we would call maybe blessed water or holy water. Scientists call it structured water. It's water that's been blessed and shown love and whatnot. And they've proven plants grow better. It's incredible the difference. You can there's something about putting water in silver that becomes a great antiseptic. I don't want to get into that because I'm not a doctor and anything like that. But water has a lot more magical powers than we've ever been led to believe. And science is starting to prove those magical powers. The beauty of it, too, is that we can use these powers to our own benefit. I mean, if you think about how if the frequency our heart puts out when we're concentrating on love can heal water, couldn't healing the water heal the earth? I mean, that's a way out there, I understand that, and that's getting beyond the scientific part. But you got to think, once you got these scientific basics that are known, you have to extrapolate, well, what does that mean for the bigger picture? I mean, quantum physics is proving that frequency is creation. You create almost with frequency. You can take a bunch of sand, set it on a plate, and put different frequencies at it. And at certain harmonies, boom, it makes beautiful geometric shapes. And then as you change the frequency, the shapes change. Now, that is solid, tangible, physical world reacting to sound in a way that we've never been properly taught about. Now, like I said, I'm not a scientist. I just know enough to be dangerous, like I told Rex Bear. But I'm a nerd who's been sitting here studying history just because. Because I got to know. And we are, now that's the last part I wanted to get into. The last bit of the science. Now you think about it. Water reacts to the human frequency of love. It is the strongest frequency that can structure water. But water also reacts to the human frequency of fear and hate and anger. And it remembers it. Water has a memory. So everything it goes by, it remembers. And water's all connected somehow too. And so water here knows what's going on with water there. There's so many different ways that this could actually, by imparting our energy of love and gratitude and the frequency that generates all at once into the water will know in its way that we're there. It will remember that we're there, and it will connect our energies across the world. And if we get enough people, we could fully excite the consciousness grid and make the idea of a world based on love and compassion common knowledge. It won't be hippy-dippy weirdness to people anymore. It'll be scientifically proven fact. Now, Okay. Yeah, the electromagnetic field that cleans water the best is the exact same resonance as the human heart. There's a reason for that. Now, spiritual traditions have used water in everything throughout history. There's a reason for that. Right now, with the advances in quantum physics, they are proving a lot of what spiritual traditions have been preaching forever. If we impart our love in the water, it will directly affect the water. If enough of us do it, it will directly affect the consciousness grid, and it will directly affect the world. It's really that simple. I invite you to please do your own research. Look up the mysteries of water, and you'll be dumbfounded. It's incredible. So join me. Get as many people as you can on it. Science is behind this. This is not just hippy dippy BS. August 20th, Touch the Water. I hope to see you all there. Thanks.